And we're on. Greetings up, everybody. Excuse me for a second. Still getting over a cold. But it's in my head now. Alright, Tommy Rat here with another episode of the Punk Rock Revolution Stories. Alright, this week we're going to talk about the movie Decline of the Western Civilization and what impact it had on us back then. Back then, first of all, I want to thank everybody that is watching. Okay, if you're watching, or you can watch this later, it doesn't matter. I'm cool with either one, whatever you want to do. First off, I want everybody, to help out the channel. Look in the description box below. There are ways to help the channel. Also, I have a new store on Teespring for t-shirts. And that's going to be the main store from now on. I'm just migrating everything from the previous store over there. So I'm still in that process. Everything is not a sprint here. It's a marathon. It's not a sprint. Whatever we do with this. So keep that in mind. So just be patient with whatever we do here. Okay. All right. Now, hold on a second. There's something I gotta do. I'll be right back. Okay? Okay, alright, some stuff. Alright, I'm back, ready for all of you. This looks so friggin' lopsided. My glasses look so fucking lopsided here. Ridiculous. Alright. Okay. Chaos. There's a lot. I have a lot of chaos right now in my life. No, I'm just kidding. Just kidding. But this is the type of chaos you see when I do these. And I'm doing these shows. Okay, I just gotta look at some stuff here and, just make sure, all this stuff gets thrown on at the last second. So, like I say, this keeps my feet held to the fire when I do these things. Because, you're held accountable like when you're doing something live. Okay, Decline of the Western Civilization, that came out in 1981. It was a movie that was supposed to document the Los Angeles punk rock scene. Of course, before we started using the term hardcore. Yeah, I'm drinking rosemary tea right now. Alright. And this was a time when, when me and some of the people I used to run with back in the day, wanted to get to know more about West Coast punk rock bands that were coming around. This was like after we saw Black Flag at the Penman Lounge, and when the Circle Jerks Group Sex album came out. Yeah, we also heard. X came out. Hold on a second. There is wacky stuff going on here on my screen on my computer. I just need to force quit it because I don't. Yeah, sometimes sometimes the computer does some stupid shit when I don't want to do it. Yeah, and then at this time we heard about the Germs playing about the Germs. I think they were already done by this time. Or by this time. Alright, sorry about that. I just saw like an unusual text message here. Get all these, ever since put out a book, I get all these calls from people that try to exploit me, that want me to pay money for some kind of program that's not going to help me in any way, except rip me off. I mean, like, this world is like becoming inundated with scam artists. It's just really disgusts me. All right, let's get back to what I was talking about at hand. Okay, we're gonna go over all of the bands that we've seen on the About White. All right, first we'll start with Black Flag. At the time, Ron Reyes was the singer, and Jealous Again was out with Chavo Pederast singing. I did not know that they were the same people. They were the same people at all. I did not know that. I think Ron was the best singer. Back then, I used to play that on my boombox, going to work. But I used to work for Parks Apartment on Manhattan Beach at 6 of the morning, waiting for a supervisor to open up the office for everybody signed in. And like my coworkers, were bugged out, that was listening to this stuff. I mean, these were people that more that was more like into classic rock, Rolling Stones, type of stuff. Back then, there was a lot of drug addicts. There was a lot of drug addicts that were working there. I mean, they did hard drugs. They didn't do no light shit. They did hard drugs. You had people doing anything from smoking weed to dope to speed. Crazy. But the Black Flag stuff on that record was phenomenal. Chuck Dukowski actually called himself Gary McDaniel. I think at the time these guys had a church or something, like what used to be a church, as a place where they lived. Some of them even had closets for bedrooms. Crazy. Now let's get on the next. The next band was the Circle Jerks that was in there. They were playing. They were playing their songs. I Just Want Some Skank and Beverly Hills. Now, I heard stories that when they played Irving Plaza, there were some things that were copied. That were copied during those songs. Like somebody actually threw a glass bottle. I guess near the stage. at the same moment that broken glass was smashed. Now, that's some dangerous shit. Even back then, punk rockers, we thought, like, shit, yeah, that shit's cool. That shit's cool back then. But, of course, like, but now again, nobody realizes consequences of shit you do like that. Nobody, it's really irresponsible shit in this day and age. Have respect for each other. And I heard that there was like some guy coming on stage singing backup vocals like that they were doing like during the Beverly Hills part in that song that came on stage. But Circle Jerks was that was like the best selling album in New York City alone at one time. And what else is there? Okay. Now the Germs was already done. I believe the Germs were already done, and Darby passed on. From what I heard, the Germs was a lot better on record than they were live. That's what I heard from other people, but I never ever got to see them live. I know when they did this Germs reunion show back in the mid 2000s, Village Voice claimed they saw me at the show. I wasn't at that show. I did not see their reunion with that substitute singer that played Darby Crash in the movie. So, like I mentioned in another video, I was not at that. All right, now less notable bands that were on this record was X. I mean, yeah, they were okay, but they had that one album. It was okay. It was produced by Jim Morrison. No, not Jim Morrison. What the fuck am I saying Jim Morrison for? It was one of the guys from The Doors. One of the guys from The Doors had something to do with it. Yeah. Let me get my... What drugs am I taking? I'm not taking no drugs. Alright, let me just get some information here. Who's the guy? Yeah, the album was Los Angeles. It was Ray Manzarek that produced the album. Ray Manzarek from The Doors produced it. Yeah, that people in that, Exene was the lead singer of that band. You had John Doe on vocals, Billy Zoom on guitar, DJ Bonebreak on drums, and Ray Manzarek actually played organ on some songs on that record. I mean, that's a pretty big thing right there. Pretty big thing for somebody that high profile, to be involved in the growing punk rock movement. That is a big thing. No, I mean, I saw them play at the Peppermint Lounge. I mean, wasn't a big crowd there. I don't remember a big crowd being there. But they were definitely up there. Okay, now another band on there, Catholic Discipline. I didn't really care for. When they had that, remember at the beginning of the movie and the record, they have that "May I have your attention, please," all that stuff. One time, I'm gonna tell you something funny. One time, went to Max's. There was this kid named Gene that used to run with us. Yeah, he had a fish hook, beauty mark on his face near his mouth. There's on his jaw, whatever, near his mouth. And one time he was drunk and suffered. Who knows what other drugs he might have been doing that night. He went up and got on stage and said that thing on the microphone that Max is Kansas City. Everybody stopped what they were doing when they said that. When he said that. I mean, he was an asshole for even wanting to do it. Still funny though, but he was he was an asshole for doing that. I don't even know what happened to him. So last time I saw him was in Brighton Beach back in 1981. So I hope he's doing well for himself. Even some people I used to work with knew him. Now what else we got here? No. I never got into that band Catholic Discipline. And now another band on there was the Alice Bag Band. I would say they were not as big as the Bags. The Bags ruled. They were great, the Bags. I like that band, but they were not featured on this. I think they broke up at the time. Yeah. So alright, I just want to look at something here. Give me a second. Basically, they were the Bags, and then they changed their name to the Alice Bag Band. I don't know why you even do that. I think the Bags was a lot cooler. You know, a lot of these bands, you know, they had their records released. Now, okay, let's get on to Fear. Fear was like the funniest. They were pretty funny, like, you know, in between songs, like while they're trying to, you know, captivating the audience with their comments. Calling themselves a Frisco band. I mean, you know, this was another band that people from New York loved. Especially after they made it, especially before they even made their Saturday Night Live appearance. With the shit at the fan that night. That's another video I discussed. You know, check that out if you ever want to look into that. What I covered there. But that was so see, Fear, you know, made all these. They like to tell all these funny things, like to you know, between their songs, like I'm saying. But they were great musicians. So that's so. Basically, there was a lot of stuff that you know, these bands did. Now getting back to Germs, I think there was something. I remember Darby Krish was playing with Tarantula. Was playing with Tarantula in that movie. He had a pet tarantula. I'm surprised, lucky that thing didn't fucking bite him. Who knows? Who knows if it did bite him? Well, fuck no. But anyway, I don't know anything about that. Regarding whatever he was playing around with. Alright, I'm going to end this video right now, and I appreciate everybody who may have stuck around and watched the video. Okay, so before we go, let me see. Before we go, hold on a second. I just need to look at something here. I want to give a shout out to IMA. Thank you very much for mentioning that. I appreciate that. I appreciate whatever help I can get here. And also, if you like what you saw, if you're not subscribed to this channel, please subscribe to this channel. If you like what you saw, please like it and share it and comment on it. Also, there are ways to help out the channel below by becoming a member. You know, you could even donate through Super Chat when we're doing this live. You can send money to PayPal. You can send anything from $1 up to anything else. The email is below. And whatever, and also buy shirts from my from the new Teespring store I have up, and any of the links below you can check out that are in the description box. Also, there is a code for an early bird special if you want to buy any shirts. So you can use that code. Okay? Alright, everybody. I just want to say thank you again for watching. And please subscribe if you have not.